So this phenomenon is partly responsible for what we call the Mandela effect, right? So the D-Wave computer is also part of the Mandela effect, along with CERN, right? Because they're pulling information from different dimensions, which causes us to shift at times from different dimensions to other different dimensions. And there are slight differences within these dimensions. So it's not like there's going to be some astronomical difference between this dimension and that dimension. They are very similar, ladies and gentlemen, but there are slight differences that exist within them. That's why in the Mandela effect, we know that there are certain instances where people say things or certain things happen. Like, for example, for the fact that it's called the Mandela effect, it's based on the whole theory that Nelson Mandela died actually in prison around 1980 something. But most people know that he actually died in 2013, but many people felt like they experienced Mandela die way before he was released and way before the commonly agreed upon date, which was 2013, right? So that phenomenon can explain how these individuals were existing in this dimension and then somehow shifted into a new dimension. And it's not only with Mandela, it goes on with so many things, with scriptures in the Bible, television series and movies and shows, celebrities saying particular things. And then in this dimension, they didn't say that at all. They said it in a different way. The wording was different. So it's, in a sense, representing the whole notion that when you shift into that reality, that minor change, that little minor change was always there. So you didn't shift into a reality where something changed. That thing was already there in that specific reality. So they were able to create space within Earth. So this thing is like a vacuum, and it's able to pull information from different dimensions of experience. So what does that mean for us? Okay, so that means that this machine can tap into its replica, right? And pull the relevant information that it needs into our dimension. Now, who's to say what exists in this dimension? Who's to say what exists in that dimension? Although there are slight differences, it's not the same reality. It is not the same reality. It's a whole new different reality. For the fact that there's a minor change, it's a different reality unto itself. So they're pulling information from all these different dimensions. This is what they're doing right now as we speak. So that is why sometimes they're able to attain new technologies, because these technologies perhaps exist in this dimension, but in this dimension that we're currently living in, it's not there. It's not there. But in shifting us, in pulling that information into our dimension, we are then re-engineering and remodifying our own dimension, which is going to look more similar to this one. Now, if you don't believe me, you can look this up and you will see that Geordie Rose stated it himself. There was even a TED Talk as well, where they stated that they're able to accomplish such feats. And an interesting thing that Geordie Rose said was that upon the application of these new technologies, it can create a tsunami of demons to come through. So entities that are existing in these dimensions can be pulled into our dimension. Sounds like a sci-fi script, right? Sounds like this is straight out of a sci-fi movie, but these are the technologies that they currently have. These are the current technologies that they have that is able to achieve that kind of feat. So when you notice minor changes in your reality, perhaps it could be that you have shifted into a new reality because of these new found technologies, right? Because the information